Ni malaika mchanga mwenye raha usoni, ila ana makovu ya uchungu mwilini na dhiki ya kunyanyaswa na usiyemdhania.
I asked the child, who has done this to you? She could only talk of money.
What rights do children have when a biological parent abuses and beats the kid up to a pulp?
Kulingana na ripoti kutoka kwa Childline Kenya, jumla ya visa 2835 vya dhuluma dhidi ya watoto viliripotiwa katika mwaka wa 2017 na mwaka wa 2018. Nyingi ya dhuluma hizi hufanyika ndani ya familia.
By accident we found out, let's put it that way. Otherwise nobody would have known about this.
It's been a fight to keep this child literally alive.
Miezi 10 baadaye, pacha aliyezaliwa na uzani mdogo amerudishwa hospitalini. Kulingana na wazazi wake, Alika alianguka na kugongwa kichwa, jeraha ambalo limesababisha mwili wake kupooza upande mmoja. Miaka 5 baadaye, Alika akasajiliwa katika shule ya My School Montessori, kiasi cha kumwelezea mzazi wake nyumbani.
She kept on talking about one of her friends who was constantly getting hurt. And she would tell my wife about it. And then on several occasions, she even would speak about taking extra break to school because this friend of hers would not come to school with any food from home and she'd be begging other children.
The first time she told me about it, she came to ask for extra food. And I said, okay, fine, I'll just put you some extra. I didn't think anything of it. Yeah. But then she came back again a couple of times and I said something isn't right.
So it reached a point where around mid-June, my wife approached me and goes like, this is getting a bit serious. It's getting too often. I hope these kids are not being abused in school because that's the first thing that came to our mind. Are these children being abused in school?
These guys told me, the father, he told me, he's like, so basically what has happened is the headmistress of my school, Montessori, and Narendra Gahlot are together. They took this girl away. They want to sell her outside. They're blaming us. They put a how do you say it? They took this to court and claimed that we have abused the girl. That's why. That's how they snatched her away from us. And they also took photographs and photoshopped them. I'm looking at this and I'm not an expert at judging if it's Photoshopped or not, but I felt like it's not Photoshopped. It's not.
She actually had 2 significant impacts to the brain and not one. The most significant one that caused the paralysis was on the left side of the skull, but she had another impact, a significant impact on the left of the skull, on the right of the head, that was at least 8 to 10 days older than this. The size of the fracture was 5.7 centimeters long by 1.2 centimeters wide. It's a massive hole in the head. Now, how can a 5-year-old child have such a horrific injury? This is a walking time bomb. This girl has become so active, if she runs and falls down and bangs her head on the floor, there's a high risk one of those hairline fractures may actually split open her head.
You're so good. You're so good. Mommy.
Second, she went into surgery and we came back on the 18th of May this year. So we came back to Nairobi.
Alika na Narendra waliwasili wakiwa salama mahakamani katika kesi dhidi ya wazazi wa Alika. Lakini bado hatari ilikuwa imewakodolea macho.
Now, the whole setup from the chambers did not make sense to me at all. I think first her biological mother was called in. You could see she was petrified just by looking at the mother. When Lady Justice Mugai asked her, do you want to go to her? She said, no. Why? She's going to beat me. When my wife entered Lady Justice Mugai's chamber, Alika got up and walked towards my wife, but she said, no, you wait. You can't go to Mummy just yet. So when Auntie left, her father walked in, her biological father walked in. Penina's words were, this child was petrified by the sight of her father. So when the Lady Justice Mugai asked her, who is he? At first prompt, she didn't answer. Second prompt, she called him by first name, Keyur. Do you want to go to him? Penina said, no. He just shook her head, no. Why? No, I don't want to go to him. She refused.
The accused person jointly and unlawfully did grievous harm to a child and the particulars of the offence. Prosecution, in a bid to prove its case, called a total of 13 witnesses. In totality, no prima facie case has been established against the two accused persons. So the case is dismissed under Section 210 and the accused person acquitted.
We got a ruling on our criminal case that we have been fighting. Sorry, the magistrate has found the parents not guilty. Why she's not been able to use the testimony of the doctors who have testified, the school headmistress Bijal testified, I testified, everything. She has decided to overlook everything for reasons well known to her, and they're off the hook. This is an innocent little girl who is asking for a right to live. That's all she's doing. She's not asking for anything else. Keep me alive and keep me safe. That is all I want.